All right, friends, we're going to read a little monster story, and then we're going to make a Frankenstein. So you're going to need your large green piece of paper, this piece, those are bolts, this piece, this white piece that's stapled, keep it stapled together, and then this black piece, all right? So that's what we're going to use today. First, we're going to read a story called The Monster Mash. It's about Frankenstein. There he is. And the Frankenstein was created by a scientist. See how he has like bolts in his neck? He was built. It's called The Monster Mash. And there's a song too called The Monster Mash. The Monster Mash. Ooh. Ooh. By David Catrow. So there's the scientist. He says, I was working in my lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, so his monster got up that he was building, and he says he did the mash. He's dancing. He did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash. It caught on in a flash. He did at the mash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came for their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. And they did the mash. They did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash. It caught on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. So all the monsters are dancing. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included a wolfman, Dracula, and his son, a baby vampire. The scene was rockin'. All were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. So the dogs are barking. This is Igor. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. And they played the mash. They played the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They played the mash. It caught on in a flash. They played the mash. They played the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid and shook his fist like this and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?" They did the mash. It's now the monster mash, the monster mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's now the mash. It caught on in a flash. It's now the mash. It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool. Drac's part of the band. And my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. So there's the kids coming to the door to dance with the monsters. Then you can mash. Then you can monster mash. Then the monster mash. And do my graveyard smash. Then you can mash. You'll catch on in a flash. Then you can mash. Then you can monster mash. The end. And then after you do your project, you can listen to the actual song. You probably know the song. I'm going to get a tissue because my nose is a little bit runny today. And stuffy. Stuffy and runny. The weather changed, and all of a sudden, I need to blow my nose in the morning. Sorry about that, friends. All right, so first we're going to do a little cutting. So there we've got our head. This is going to be our Frankenstein. And we're just going to cut on the black lines. We have a little bit of cutting today. So if you get tired, do a little bit of cutting, take a break, and then come back to it. Nobody's mommy or daddy should be cutting for them. Because if you were at school, mommies and daddies are not at school, and you would be cutting all your things by yourself. So again, if you get tired of cutting, take a break and come back to it later. All right? Nobody's grown-ups should be cutting anything for them. We gotta practice. I know it's hard, but the more we practice, the easier it'll get. All right, this is gonna be his neck. And then these two are going to be his ears. Ooh, one ear. And I probably cut a lot faster than you. So definitely you're gonna have to press pause because I can't wait for everybody at their house to be done cutting. So I cut faster, that's okay. You press pause so you can finish cutting. Because now I'm gonna show you how to put your monster together.